Hi, this is Armando with the Boxing Corner, talking about a fight that just happened like maybe like 2-3 minutes ago. It was Antonio DeMarco defending his WBC lightweight title against Adrien Broner, who was moving up from super featherweight 130 to 135, the lightweight division. Um, it was a fight that was heavily hyped. People talk about Broner getting some easy title defenses, and to his credit, that division was pretty weak. There really wasn't much going on, and the Vicente thing, he didn't make weight, so he decided to move up, and he's challenging DeMarco for his belt that he won. DeMarco won the fight. He won the belt against Jorge Linares. It was a fight that I felt Broner was going to be tested. This is his first real test. Yeah, he fought Daniel Ponce de Leon a year and a half or so ago, maybe even 2 years, to which it was a heavily contested fight. But Broner has gotten better in his craft and in his boxing, and DeMarco was, by many, was going to be his stiffest competition, and they fought. It was a fight that I felt I felt like maybe Broner had to get him out of there a little bit early and not wait for the later rounds, because if he did, maybe that's where DeMarco would start to catch some steam and start getting the train rolling. That was definitely not the case. The first round or two was definitely like a feel out round. It was they were definitely testing each other in the first round, maybe even the second round as well. But it started picking up to where DeMarco started in the third round. DeMarco started to actually get some confidence in himself in the third round, and he started throwing a little more, and he was landing, but nothing detrimental to Broner. And we had a fight at the end of the third round. I was tweeting, "We actually have a fight. Broner is actually fighting." So the fourth round, I gave to Broner. Broner, he actually fought a fight, an inside fight. He was just quicker. He was sharper. He just had everything. He had everything put together so well for DeMarco that DeMarco just couldn't handle Broner. And I thought that DeMarco would pressure Broner immensely to kind of, keep him on his back feet, constantly running. But that was not the case. Broner stood there in the pocket. He stood in the trenches. He took DeMarco's punches, which weren't as many high quality punches as Broner was landing on DeMarco. Now Broner was landing some big hits on DeMarco. DeMarco was standing, and I was squinting at the assault that Broner was hitting on DeMarco. Fifth round kicked in. Broner was just, he was manhandling DeMarco. It really was a 10-8 round. Up until that, for me, I had Broner winning every single round, but that fifth round, I gave him a 10-8 round in Broner's favor. Sixth round kicked in, seventh round kicked in. DeMarco was hanging in there, but he was taking a lot of punishment. And as a matter of fact, his corner was actually trying to stop the fight, and they were saying DeMarco was like, "You better not stop this fight," because in his fight against Jorge, he was losing really bad against Jorge, and in the last round or two, he picked it up and he stopped Jorge late in the, I think, 11th round. So, eighth round kicks in, and Broner is just completely landing on DeMarco, and it got to a point where the assault on DeMarco from Broner was too much. It was too much. and in the end, he finished him with the uppercut. That uppercut landed. DeMarco semi took a kneel. His corner decided he had had enough. They started waving their white towel, and the fight was over. Broner has beaten Antonio DeMarco. A guy that was heavily favored, not heavily favored to win, but he was, many claimed, and me too, was kind of sort of the legitimate, champion at that weight division. And he tackled that mountain, and he passed it with flying colors. Whether you like Broner or not, you gotta admit, he took a fight, he stepped up in competition, and he passed it, like I said, with flying colors. So you gotta give him his credit, because people would give Broner shit about how he's not fighting good opposition and blah blah blah. Well, you give him an opponent in DeMarco who's a legitimate fighter, a legitimate champion, and he completely topples him. Well, I mean, the haters are gonna be there. I was pulling for DeMarco, I really was. Broner's super talented. I just can't stand his attitude. He's part of that Mayweather mainframe of the world revolves around him. But give him his credit. Give him his credit. He stood there in the pocket. He outgunned him 240 punches to like 93 punches. Power shots landed. DeMarco took a beating. Broner looked like nothing had happened. He came up with the win, with the stoppage, because DeMarco's corner threw in the towel, and that's it. That's all she wrote. The fat lady sings. And the fat lady sings for Adrien Broner. So, like I said, whether you love him, whether you hate him, he's got a quality win in DeMarco. Give him his credit. Now, will Ricky Burns be Adrien Broner's opponent next? Burns is pushing for that fight. We'll have to see the outcome of that fight. Hopefully it happens. I kind of wanted to wait and let it build steam, but if it happens, it happens. I'm not going to be boycotting the fight. And that's it. Broner just took DeMarco's title, and just give him his credit. He won the fight fair and square. He dominated, and that's it. So, this is Armando with the Boxing Corner, and I will see you next time. Cheers.